Was good. I can't be here too long. This is Detroit After Dark. We're gonna start off with playing a couple new tracks and we're gonna get off into it. We're gonna do something different tonight. Story time. Well, like not really. We'll get off into something that don't nobody want to talk about. I listened to the first 2 minutes of this and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let us all listen to this together and break it down. Don't really got that much time. I might probably have 50 minutes left. Who knows? But let's get off into the new track. This is Detroit After Dark.
Back on the grind, gotta get that cake. Inside Detroit, where we flip that weight. Got bowls on deck, about to hit your state. I got what you need before I hit that stage. In 4K, gotta rip shit like this. Going ham on stage to this dog ass hit. Pull a bad ass chick in a nice ass whip. Got the weed on deck, baby, like that shit. After that, throw it back, cause I like that shit. Nightcap in the lack or the townhouse, bitch. Now I'm on the road, gotta do shows and shit. See me on stage with fresh clothes and kicks. Flow was sick, had to turn it down a bit. A revolutionary lyrics if you buy the shit. So throw your hands up to the sound of this. I rock out to this Detroit hit. Staying on my pivot, hustle till I'm finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Staying on my pivot, hustle till I'm finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Hold on, wait a minute, this beat is kicking, I'm feeling it, ripping on every instrument. Hoping you people listening. You a gremlin, now I'm full of adrenaline. Niggas is acting feminine, I can see the bitch now. Get back to the Detroit flow. Let me calm down, roll up the weed and smoke. But with a badass bitch with the keys of dope. Baby, sell that shit before I leave the show. At the condo, gigging, it's a party, huh? Let's go ahead, get naughty now. In the bedroom, girl, I'ma tear it up. They head back to the hood in a pair of bucks. If I hit a step up, be prepared to bust. Then back to the buddy, go prepare the truck. Got a plug in my walker, he prepared to bust. Cause all you haters gonna get packed up. Staying on my pivot, hustle till I'm finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Staying on my pivot, hustle till I'm finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Staying on my pivot, hustle never finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Staying on my pivot, hustle till I'm finished. Y'all playing, I'm stacking money to the ceiling. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business. Tryna stack it up, start a motherfucking business.
This is Detroit After Dark.
You know what nobody wants to talk about? The fact that your family screwed you up before you even knew what screwing up meant. Yeah, I said it. And before you click away thinking this is just another blame your parents video, stick around. Because what I'm about to tell you might just crack open the vault where you've been hiding your deepest wounds. See, here's the brutal truth that society doesn't want you to face. You didn't choose your first teachers. You didn't pick the voices that would echo in your head for decades. You didn't select the hands that would either lift you up or tear you down when you were
Exactly. Now, most people believe that we chose our parents. I don't believe that. I still don't. It's like my core being is saying, nah, I ain't chose to be in the poorest city in the country with a mother that don't care about nobody but herself, stupid, selfish, and stubborn to the very end, and on crack. All my life is place to place, house to house, shelter to shelter, abando to abando, stand with people to stand with people. And I said, man, when I get older, I am leaving all of this shit behind and I'm not looking back. Because at the end of the day, shit was real fucked up. Now I'm in the mind frame of self-godhood and
The world is mine! The world is mine!
Small to even understand what was happening. But those voices, those hands, they shaped you anyway.
much love, much
Franz
love.
Kafka knew this. The guy who wrote about people turning to bugs and endless bureaucratic nightmares. He lived it. His father was a psychological wrecking ball, and Kafka spent his entire adult life trying to recover from the damage done before he could even spell his own name. And you know what the really messed up part is?
Yeah. The whole crazy thing about it is I have to wake up at the age of 5 with this burst of crazy awareness and wisdom and just like knowing that everything around me was fucked.
Nobody prepared you for this realization. The invisible wounds we all carry. Let me paint you a picture. You're 3 years old, maybe 4. Your pure potential wrapped in tiny human form. Your brain is like wet cement. Everything leaves an impression. Every word, every look, every moment of neglect or love gets carved into your developing sense of self. Now here's where it gets dark. Your parents are dealing with their own demons. Maybe your mom is drowning in her own unhealed trauma. Maybe your dad is repeating the same patterns his father used on him. Maybe they're both just flying blind, hoping they don't mess you up too badly. But here's the thing. Hope doesn't heal wounds. Intentions don't erase damage. And the road to psychological hell is paved with parents who did their best.
Salute.
I'm not here to back your
Was
parents.
good.
I'm here to tell you the truth. They were probably doing the best they could with what they had. But that doesn't mean their best was good enough. And it definitely doesn't mean you have to pretend it didn't hurt.
Exactly. Talk about the best wasn't good enough. Now, most of the time, when a man say, I tried my best, they be like, nigga, you ain't try hard enough. But a female can get a pass. Like, there was only 3 people that called out my mother. R.I.P. to my auntie, Demetra, my uncle, he's still living, and my big cousin Irvin, he's still living. Shouts out to them. They told me these 5 special words that I carried for my whole childhood to my teenage years, all the way up to my grown age. Do not be like your mom. But I learned that at the age of 5 when I saw everything around me being fucked up. This is Detroit After Dark. And it wasn't right. It wasn't right at all. And I don't have to love what I've been through or love my parent. According to the rumors of my father, he couldn't be with my mom because who wants to be with someone that don't want to listen to logic and reasoning and, you know, like especially saving money to make sure you keep yourself together and a roof over your head and your kids tight, and you on drugs? Nah, I can't be with that. Shouts out to Jordan. This is Detroit After Dark. But it definitely is a message. And plus, most parents, man, they left a lot of people with trauma. And plus, I'm talking about people are in their 30s, 40s, 50s still dealing with this shit. And I'm telling you, you don't have to. I refuse to have Stockholm Syndrome. I hate my mom. But one thing she did teach me, do not be like her. 1, I can't be like her because she's a female. 2, I can't be like her because, like, why be stupid, selfish, and stubborn? Like, I understand there's levels to this shit, but, and I understand that there's their own personal trauma that they went through, but my grandma was a great grandma. So, like, so like, it was just my mama just wanted to be rebellious. I want to do whatever I want. Now, I understand being in a strict Christian household can motherfucker make somebody rebel, yeah, hang out at parties and do whatever, but like, that's about it. But like, really coming to the point where you just want to do whatever you want and like, you don't give a fuck about yourself or your future or your fucking children. That's the problem. Like, everybody has advice. I have friends, mothers is on the same shit, but they motherfucking made sure that their rent was paid, bills was paid, and the kids had everything they fucking needed. I'm like, why the fuck my mama can't do the same shit? This is Detroit After Dark. How come my mama can't do the same shit?
Kafka wrote a 47-page letter to his father that he never sent. 47 pages of pure, unfiltered truth.
And as for my father, I see why he don't stay around. I am my father's son because I'm not going to be around the chick that I motherfucker made mistake and fucked with. But all I got to do is butt my head once. I don't got no kids running around this bitch. I just had one child.
About how his father's criticism, his coldness, his impossible standards had shaped him into a man who felt like a stranger in his own skin. You know what Kafka called himself?
Yeah.
A nothing. Not because he was nothing, but because that's what his father's treatment had convinced him he was. Sound familiar? The programming you never asked for. Here's what nobody tells you about childhood. It's not just about what happened to you. It's about what didn't happen for you. Maybe your parents never hit you. Great. But did they see you? Really see you? Or were you just another item on their to-do list?
Nope, I was used as a tool, weapon, and shield for my mama to get whatever the fuck she wanted. I'ma never forget the fucking look in her eyes, the pain and trauma. Oh my fucking God, just like there was like many occasions where like it was like, Mom, why you ain't listen to me? This would have never happened. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I'm still getting over the melancholy and grief of her just passing recently. You know what I'm saying? Like last year and shit. So I'm still getting over that and still dealing with my stupid ass little brother being an echo of my mom. Last time he was here, he stole from me. So like now it's a wrap. You know, like when I see him, it's automatic punch to the face, stone cold stunner. I'm gonna fuck that up. Real shit. I am going to be the Reaper.
And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm death. Straight up.
Straight the fuck up.
Maybe they provided for you financially. Awesome. But did they provide for you emotionally? Did you learn that love was conditional, based on performance, achievements being good? Maybe they never screamed at you, but did they talk to you? Or did you grow up in a house where silence was the default, where feelings were treated like dangerous explosives that might go off if anyone acknowledged them?
Yep, that's how it was. Don't acknowledge what the fuck my mama doing. Just don't say shit. But when the shit blows up and everybody fades, that's when everybody say something. No, fuck all that. My mama used to not only be on the drugs, she used to just disappear 3 or 4 times for months at a time. No one even know where the fuck she at until she called from a goddamn rehab. I remember 3 different occasions of this happening. 4 different occasions in the shelter, but most of the time, place to place, house to house, the bando to a bando. Oh yeah, not to mention picking the wrong nigga too. You know what I'm saying? So I fought a couple stepdaddies in my motherfucking time. And you know, and y'all wonder, damn, Hurricane, you ain't kill yourself yet? No. Thought about it, still think about it every goddamn day. You know what keeps me out of it? Music, art, literature, podcasting, gaming, meditation, read. my comfort circle, you know. No matter what timeline I'm in, there's always people like y'all that get me through. Real shit.
This is the programming you never asked for. These are the beliefs about yourself and the world that got installed in your mental operating system before you even knew you had one. And society wants you to just get over it. Move on. Stop living in the past. As if trauma follows a convenient timeline. As if damage done to a developing brain just...
Right. Whenever a motherfucker be like, come on, man, just get over it. I'll be like this.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut.
Real shit. I was like, look, motherfucker, trauma don't have a time limit when it leaves. What? Especially when you dealt with it all your fucking life. I tell a motherfucker quick. Real shit.
Man, sit your ass down.
Like real shit. Now, what makes me even more mad? These motherfuckers got the nerve to be Christian or or at least say they are. But you on drugs. You fucking up your life, ruining your children's life, putting them in fucking danger. I'm like, this is some bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
It ain't right that a motherfucking kid got a motherfucker go through pain and trauma since the moment of inception. I was born in 88, so you know I was a crack baby like a motherfucker.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
For real. Some motherfucking crazy shit. It ain't right.
Evaporates when you turn 18 and legally become an adult. Bullshit. The wounds are real. The impact is real. And pretending otherwise is just another way of abandoning yourself, which, let's be honest, you probably learned to do very early on. The Kafka complex. When your family becomes your prison, Kafka understood something that most people spend their whole lives trying to figure out. Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most become the architects of your psychological prison.
Yep. It's like these motherfuckers have an obligation to just motherfucking be around when you know you have beef.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
And then nigga, they throw up that Christian shit. Come on, you gotta let it go and forgive. Forgive. And every time I motherfucking done that, the motherfucker get worse. Mind you, during the time of growing up, going through the bullshit, I was still a diehard Christian, being as young as I was, from 5 to 18, praying and praying and praying. God did not answer my motherfucking prayers at all. I'm up in this bitch praying and crying, looking like Willem Dafoe and shit. No motherfucking answer. No motherfucking answer. Now I'm on this type of time.
The world is mine. The world is mine.
That part.
That wasn't he. He was just a man who believed toughness was love. Criticism was motivation. That showing affection was weakness. Sound like anyone you know. But here's the twisted part. Kafka kept trying
and then, like, here's the crazy thing about it. Even at the end of my mom's motherfucking timely demise, that was caused by her stupidity and her brother. You know, like me and my uncle motherfucking talked about this, and it was the same dumb answer that my stupid ass brother gave. I'm like, why the fuck did you choose my little brother to follow him to an abando, then giving me $250 to motherfucking get this house? I had majority of the bread, so you can have lights, water, gas, everything. You but like you want to go to an abando, and the fucking dumb answer is the way you talk to me. Oh, me telling you what you doing that has kept us homeless most of our life, that you're doing right now. I'm telling you to stop on a cool, calm, and collected tip. And since you didn't listen to that, now I'm yelling and screaming, which will, I guess, give you a reason not to listen to me. You wasn't going to listen to me to begin with. And besides, you do the same bullshit that you've been doing forever. I'm just tired of fucking seeing it. And I'm tired of you putting this whole family through another motherfucking spin around the goddamn block, and you damn near 70 years old.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
For real. So, hold on. What's good, though? Shout out to Sir Drop. Shout out to Sir Drop. I feel like when you pray, that motherfucker brings chaos into life. Hell, fuck yeah. For real. For real. No lie. Nah.
His approval even as an adult. Even when he was a brilliant writer. Even when he was creating masterpieces that would outlive them both. That's the trap. That's the programming. You spend your whole life trying to earn something you should have been given freely. Unconditional acceptance. I see this everywhere. Successful people who feel like frauds. Talented individuals who can't accept compliments. Adults who apologize for taking up space. People who have achieved everything they thought they wanted, but
Salute.
still feel empty inside. You know why? Because they're still that little kid, waiting for mommy or daddy to finally say, "You're enough. You
Yeah,
matter."
waiting for mommy and Dudley. But like when I knew my situation, when I knew my place, I read this book called Illumination, The Shaman Way of Healing. I did a couple reviews on it. I still need to go back and do some book reviews on it. But it let me know where my wrath comes from. I am the seven deadly emotion of wrath. You know what I'm saying? If I was in if I was in the Green Lantern universe, I'll be a Red Lantern. You feel me? That's my rage, my fucking rage and my wrath. But it's harnessed though because I know how to control it. But when they said seven deadly sins in the Christian world, in the Shamatic world, which was 50,000 plus years before this bullshit ass religion even was thought of, it talked about the seven deadly emotions: greed, wrath, gluttony, and all that shit. They attached it to a fucking demon to scare motherfuckers, but it was really a powerful emotion. It was so powerful that it can dictate your fucking life. For example, lust. You want to keep on fucking all these hoes? Guess what the fuck about to happen to you in the modern age? You gonna get a disease? Wrath. You want to be embodied in wrath? Guess what? You might be in and out of jail a couple motherfucking times. Probably prison for life for killing the motherfucker. Control your wrath. Then we got greed. Give me everything that I need. How you go deal with the diggers that I feed? Greed. Man, we already know what greed is. Look at the corporations that we fuck with. And pride. Pride comes before the fall. And we already know what pride is about. But ain't nothing wrong with having pride, like pride in yourself, pride in your heritage, or pride in just like your fucking ability to do whatever you fucking do. But sometimes pride could destroy you. But it's just levels to this shit. We got gluttony. Bitch, stop eating. But it don't have nothing necessarily to do with food. It could be whatever you indulge in the most. You know what I'm saying? You can't do too much of it. Because the things that'll make you laugh can be the same things that make you cry. And those things that'll make you tell the truth can make you lie. What y'all know about Devin the Dude?
Out of you. But here's the brutal truth. That moment might never come. And even if it does, it won't heal the wound. Because you're not that little kid anymore. You're the adult who has to learn to give yourself what you never received. The inherited patterns we don't see. Let me blow your mind for a second. Your parents damaged you the same way their parents damaged them. And their parents were damaged.
But the thing about it is some parents don't damage their kids. My mom was the case of the rebellious spirit, if I want to speak from a Christian standpoint. She just wanted to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. Real shit. And for my mama to be the first child, she should have set the example of how to be a good sibling or like a good person to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It was my auntie and my uncle that the ones with the heads on their shoulders. So I'm like, what did my grandma really fucking do? I need to really sit down and talk to my grandma. But I got a feeling it's going to lead back to what the fuck I just said, the rebellious spirit. And plus, since my grandma is a diehard Christian, I got to speak to her in a Christian standpoint. Yes, I'm going to still be true to myself and be who I am. But, but at the same time, coming from her understanding and her perception, I need to find out, what do she think that she done wrong? She thinks she was too strict, or do she, but like either way it go, I don't want her to blame herself at the same fucking time because you did all you could because my auntie was cool and my uncle was cool. So what the fuck happened to my fucking mom? You know what I'm saying?
Parents. It's trauma passed down like a family heirloom. Nobody wants, but everybody gets. Your grandmother's depression that nobody talked about.
Exactly.
That became your mother's anxiety. Your grandfather's rage that he never dealt with. That became your father's emotional unavailability. And now you're walking around with all of it. Their unexpressed grief, their unhealed wounds, their unmet needs. Like you're carrying a backpack full of rocks that aren't even yours. Kafka saw this clearly. He wrote about bureaucratic systems that made no sense, about trying to navigate a world where the rules kept changing, where nothing you did was ever quite right. Sound like your childhood dinner table? The family system is often the first bureaucratic nightmare we encounter. The first place we learn that our needs don't matter as much as keeping the peace. The first place we discover that our authentic self might not be acceptable. And then we wonder why we struggle with boundaries as adults.
Yep. And I dealt with that at the age of 14. I'm gonna never forget. It was a moment, it's a small little moment, but like it was a moment where I listened to a song called Numb by Linkin Park. And I was afraid to tell my friend. He was like, yo, dog, I think I like this rock song. So when I finally worked with the courage to finally be myself and be like, dog, I really like this rock song. It was like, man, I fuck with that song too, dog. I got, oh shit, nigga, I got the albums. So I was like, bet it up. My friends accepted me for who I was, and everything was all cool from there. Real shit. Church is the root of all evil. Hell yeah.
We attract people who treat us poorly. We sabotage our own success. Why we feel guilty for being happy. It's not a mystery. It's programming. Bad programming that was installed before you could protect yourself. The gaslighting of good enough parents. Here's where society...
And real shit. The motherfucking shit was so fucking crazy. I found my parents in surrogate mothers of my best friends. Like, always had a best friend, like during a different timeline, no matter if I was a teenager, like to now, like there's always someone that I call mom and shit. So it was always that. But it was TV shows with certain figures that kind of helped me get through life too. And I know this shit sound kind of crazy, but like there was certain TV shows that had some characters that motherfucking said some insightful shit that carried me on to right now. Like, for example, there's a show called Boy Meets World. There's a nigga on there named Mr. Feeney, they motherfucking teacher. That motherfucker said some profound fucking shit that helped me out. Nigga, real shit. I gotta motherfucker get that show as props. And there's a show called Rock. Whether anybody know it or not, Rock with motherfucking Charles Dutton. That show gave me the courage to stand up against, bullshit that was going on around me. Even though I had a lot of fear in my heart, but like the courage comes with action. And when I stood firm as a small stature as I was, man, I don't know if they wanted to knock my head off or motherfucking laugh, but they backed the fuck down. So shouts out to that show. I used to walk with those juggalos out there in Grand Rapids, Michigan, when they used to live out there. It was that outsider vibe that caught my attention with them. I fucked with the juggalos because I think because of Insane Clown Posse, like, they did some shit with motherfucking 3 6 Mafia and shit. That's when I first found out about them and shit. They did some shit and some shit with motherfucking Twisted and shit. This when I got hip to them guys. I'm like, whoa, this is some different shit. And then like later on, I got in tune with Tech Nine, and he was rocking with the Pain and shit. I was like, okay, this shit can still go on after all this motherfucking time. Then I found out Tech Nine was a legend. So I'm like, holy shit, this motherfucker's been doing this shit forever. But I like the Juggalos' rebellious spirit, and I like that Insane Clown Posse, like try to sue the FBI because they got put on the most wanted list because of the Juggalos. And that let me know right there, once the revolutionaries rise up, like in the name of Hurricane, like not trying to sound like a cult leader or nothing, but like when they come to my shows or they motherfucking dress up in Hurricane shirts to be like Hurricane was right, or they start doing some anti-government shit, they're going to put me on the FBI's most wanted list if I'm not already on there already.
It screws you over. The narrative that as long as your parents weren't physically abusive, as long as they put food on the table and kept a roof over your head, you should be grateful.
Yeah, and plus I could relate to my mans that had that rough life also. Yeah, that shit fucked me up. Boy Meets World was the shit. The show is very underrated. And plus, another reason why I watched that show, come on, all the fellas know about the lovely and sexy Topanga. Okay? Topanga with the nice ass motherfucking lips. You already know. She was fine as shit. She was the finest motherfucker. she was one of my she was one of my white crushes. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you all had those motherfucking, those crushes of the 90s, when it comes to the motherfucking white chick. Topanga could get it. And the goth chick from the motherfucking Craft movie. Best believe.
I'd buy that for $1.
Shut up about your first world problems. This is gaslighting on a cultural level. Emotional neglect is real abuse. Having your feelings dismissed is real trauma. Being treated like an inconvenience in your own home leaves real scars. But because there are no bruises, because there's no dramatic story to tell, your pain gets minimized, even by you. Let me be clear. You don't need to have survived a horror story to have been damaged. You don't need to have been beaten or molested or abandoned to carry wounds that affect every relationship you'll ever have. Sometimes, the deepest damage comes from what looks like a normal family. The family that looks good from the outside but feels like emotional desert on the inside. Kafka's family looked respectable. His father was a successful businessman. They weren't poor. They weren't outcasts. But Kafka felt like he was suffocating his entire life because respectability isn't the same as love. Providing isn't the same as nurturing. Being present physically isn't the same as being present emotionally. The child within you is still waiting. Right now.
Exactly. Because, like you learn later on that it ain't just about keeping a roof over the kid's head or putting the food in their belly, putting the clothes on their back. You got to actually raise them and guide them, but these bitches be on that motherfucking bullshit. As long as I feed them and clothe them and get the roof over their head, I can sit down and give them a tablet. Give them a tablet. So I'll be like, like, really? A tablet? A tablet?
Who the hell you think you are?
Like, real shit. And then got the nerve to be like, I'm strong and independent, but living off Section 8.
So shut up, bitch.
Got me fried.
As you're hearing this, there's a part of you that's still that little kid. Still waiting for someone to notice your pain. Still hoping that if you're good enough, smart enough, successful enough, someone will finally give you the love you needed then. But here's what nobody tells you. That little kid isn't going anywhere until you acknowledge their pain. Until you stop dismissing their needs as childish or selfish or dramatic. That child within you has been trying to get your attention your whole life. Through your anxiety, through your depression, through your relationship patterns, through your self-sabotage. They're not trying to ruin your life. They're trying to save it. They're trying to get you to stop abandoning yourself the way everyone else did. And you know what? They deserve to be heard. That little version of you who tried so hard to be lovable deserves to know that they were always enough. They always mattered. The failure wasn't theirs. It was the system's. Breaking the cycle. The work.
Yeah, speaking of system, it's like I used to, I used to blame the crack for everything. I understand the government bought the crack and the guns in the community, but at the same time, remember this now to the end of days. On the individual level, it's up to the motherfucker to be like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke that crack. But the realization that it took years to find out or learn on my own that it wasn't the crack. My mama was just stupid, selfish, and stubborn and didn't give a fuck. Yep, it's crazy how it's all set up through deception. For real. For real.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
Here's where most people check out. Because acknowledging the damage is hard, but healing it, that's terrifying. Means grief.
Yep, the healing part.
Motherfuckers afraid of doing the shadow work, the inner work. And like what's crazy is I don't see what's so motherfucking scary about it. Only thing you're doing is sitting down with your own thoughts, with your own self. It's like, God damn, if you're afraid of that, you're a fucking coward. Because it's yourself. Now, me mentally, you can call me nuts, you can call me crazy. I don't give a shit. But what I do is I meditate and I go into my own, let's just say, realm. And I fight with my entities that is fucking with me. For example, wrath, melancholy, stress, my ego, my pride. I turn them into entities. Dark night of the soul. Just got done going through my fourth battle. Just whooped his ass and took his armor. Now I'm rocking that bitch, walking through the land of despair, waiting for the next night to show up. You know, it's like see myself on some Dark Souls, Elden Ring type shit. Put myself in a mode of power, turning pain into power, using my visualization. Thank God for anime and JRPGs. And you know what's cool about JRPGs? Nigga, God is the main enemy.
Childhood you never had means accepting that your parents were flawed humans who couldn't give you what they didn't have themselves. It means taking responsibility for your healing, even though you didn't cause your wounds.
Accountability.
It means becoming the parent to yourself that you needed then. And society doesn't want you to do this work. Society wants you to shut up, suck it up, and keep producing. Keep consuming.
And suffer in silence. That shit will cause a stress attack, heart attack. You could probably die of a broken fucking heart. That shit is rare. I still don't understand how that shit happens, but it's very fucking rare. How can a motherfucker die of a broken heart? How can a lot of stress and depression cause heart disease? You know what I'm saying? I still want to learn. I still want to know about that shit. You know, this motherfucker shit is intriguing at the same time scary to even think about. It lets me know that we have to keep our motherfucking minds right, because at any point in time, a motherfucker could motherfucking stress you out so bad you can pop a blood vessel, and you wonder, thinking back in the day, like that was just a joke. No, niggas could pop their blood vessel for fucking real. Really? Really? Well, like, no, not really, but yeah. Well, you can have a heart attack and die.
Keep pretending that everything is fine. But everything isn't fine. And it never will be until you face the truth about what happened to you before you could protect yourself. The mental health industry wants to pathologize you, give you a diagnosis, put you on medication, make you think you're broken instead of recognizing that you're responding normally to abnormal treatment. The self-help...
Exactly. How the fuck you're supposed to respond to a mother that has smoked crack all of her life, stupid, selfish, stubborn, kept you homeless, kept you late for school, kept you without the flyers gear, you know, wear at least some nice ass shoes because we have to wear a uniform. But either way, how come every other mother that was on the same shit took care of their kids? It let me know it was the person, it was the personality. It was a fucked up mother that ruined my life all the way to the very fucking end. Because right before she chose my stupid little brother to go to an abando, she bought my baby mother to my doorstep by giving her my landlord's number for her to move into my building, knowing that this bitch used my fucking daughter to get me locked up, saying that I pulled a gun out on them.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
So just when I thought after all the years of me going through bullshit with her, she pulled that move. And then after that, when I got over that, you want to follow my little brother to a fucking abando? You stupid bitch. Like,
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut up.
like like real shit. So it's like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers better be happy that I haven't destroyed everything yet. Y'all want to hear a bad guy origin story? Shit. But at the same time, I used to think like, I know I'm going through some shit, but there's somebody going through way worse than me right now. You know what I'm saying? But shit, place to place, house to house, shelter to shelter. I was damn near homeless all my goddamn life. So like, nigga, what's more than that? I said, shit, nigga, once I get that open door at 17, I'm out this bitch and never looking back. Keeping the job, keeping the crib. Like, the only way I lost my crib was to a fire. And when the motherfucking rent manager sold my fucking building. You know, that's like getting a rug swept from under you. When I had the money saved up, 'cause my dumbass mama moved down to my building, bitch had a dog ass house. If money was the issue, why you just didn't tell my little brother and that bitch that's in that room to cough up some bread every month, or move somebody in my old room, or move somebody in the basement, which is just have its own living area, kitchen, bathroom, and everything. I'm like, bitch, why you not thinking? I'm giving her the cheat codes to life, but bitch looking at me with the fluoride stare. With the fluoride fucking stare.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
So now when I get mad and start yelling the shit, now it's like, I didn't want to follow you to your crib because of how you talk to me. Bitch, you fucking retarded.
Industry wants to sell you quick fixes.
And yet, these are same women that claim that they fucking Christian. But if you Christian, why you not following the right path instead of following a fucking drug addict, alcoholic, in and out of prison, liar, thief, scammer, motherfucker? Man, I can't wait to see that motherfucker. It's gonna be the end of that motherfucker's soul. For real, for real. Fuck my little brother. On some real fucking shit. I'm gonna be in that bitch like the Reaper.
This is gonna be fun.
Just think positive. Just manifest better. Just choose happiness. As if decades of programming can be overwritten with affirmations and vision boards. But real healing is messy. It's slow. It's painful. And it requires you to feel everything you were taught to suppress. Kafka had the courage to see his situation clearly, even when it was painful, even when it made him unpopular, even when it would have been easier to just go along with the family narrative. He wrote, "A book must be the axe for the frozen sea inside us." Your story, your real story, not the sanitized version your family wants you to tell, is that axe. It's what breaks through the frozen sea of denial and pretense, and finally lets you feel what you need to feel. But it takes courage, because once you start seeing clearly, you can't unsee. Once you acknowledge the damage, you can't pretend it didn't happen. Once you feel the pain, you have to choose what to do with it. And that's terrifying, because it means you might have to change everything. Your relationships.
It means you have to motherfucking put your pain in your lyrics. You might have to put your pain on your art. You might have to put the pain through your sculpting. You might have to put the pain through building whatever with your hands. You got to be productive, turning your pain into power, turning stress into strength.
Your career, your entire identity might need to shift when you stop living from your wounds and start living from your truth. But here's what they don't tell you about healing. There's freedom on the other side of this pain. There's a version of you that exists beyond your programming, beyond your family's limitations, beyond the damage that was done before you could protect yourself. That version of you, they're incredible. They're creative. They're powerful. They're everything you were meant to be before the world taught you to be small. Kafka caught glimpses of this version of himself in his writing. In those moments when he was creating, he transcended his programming. He became more than his father's criticism, more than his family's dysfunction, more than the damage that had been done. And you can too.
Yeah.
First,
and that's why I preach the revolutionary message. I am doing what no other is doing. I am right now carving my own lane, my own path in this shit. There's going to be many t-shirts. I stand with Hurricane. I'm about to get on it.
you have to be willing to look at what is, not what you wish it had been, not what you were told it was. what it actually was.
And at the end of the day, another realization, while I was watching all those sitcoms back in the day growing up, I realized I would never have this life, ever in life, ever. The closest, realest life is Martin. Being in that apartment building, chilling with a whole bunch of crazy shit, going back and forth to work, clapping the badass bitch cheeks, going out, you know. That's the realest ever. Cause Fresh Prince damn show ain't real. You look. Fresh Prince was funny as shit, man, but like ain't no nigga riding around with a butler. And that's just not happening. Even my phone agrees. Bling! Ain't no nigga riding around with a butler. That was synchronicity right there. Confirmation.
Your family damaged you before you could protect yourself. That's not your fault. But healing that damage, that's your responsibility. Not because you owe it to anyone else, but because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to that little kid who deserved better. You owe it to the person you're meant to become. Here's the thing about family damage. It doesn't go away just because you ignore it. It doesn't heal just because time passes. It doesn't resolve just because you achieve success or find love or have children of your own.
Yeah. What made me mad about religion, it made me be like, just forgive your mom, just forgive your mom, just forgive your mom, just forgive your mom. I'm like, you know what? Once I left it alone, I said, fuck God, fuck the devil, fuck Jesus, fuck demons, fuck angels. Y'all all catching these hands if y'all real. And I don't forgive and I don't forget. This will be the fuel to my fire. I will burn this universe down. That was 2006.
It sits there in your nervous system, in your subconscious, in your automatic responses to stress and conflict and intimacy. It influences every decision you make, every relationship you enter, every dream you chase or abandon. Until you face it, until you feel it, until you grieve it and heal it and integrate it into your story in a way that serves you instead of enslaving you. And when you do that work, when you really do it, not just talk about it or think about it or read about it, everything changes. You stop seeking approval from people who can't give it. You stop accepting treatment that doesn't honor your worth. You stop abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable. You become whole, not perfect, whole, with all your scars and stories and struggles integrated into a life that actually belongs to you. So here's what I want you to do. After you finish this video, I want you to sit with yourself for a few minutes. Really sit. No phone, no distractions, no running away. And I want you to ask yourself, what damage was done to me before I could protect myself? What patterns am I still living from? What would my life look like if I was free from this programming? Don't try to fix anything yet. Don't try to forgive anyone yet. Just see, just acknowledge, just witness your own truth with compassion, because you can't heal what you won't feel, and you can't change what you won't acknowledge. Your family damaged you before you could protect yourself. But you can protect yourself now. You can heal yourself now. You can choose differently now. The question is, will you? If this video hit you in the gut, and if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's still carrying damage they didn't cause but haven't healed, share this video. Because sometimes the most loving thing we can do is help someone see their own truth. And remember, you're not too much. You're not too sensitive. You're a human being who deserves to be loved, starting with how you love yourself. Take care of that little kid inside you. They've been waiting long enough.
Message. Nah. With that being said, shouts out to everybody coming through. I don't really got that much time. So we're gonna probably play a track. Where is it? Can't find it. I can't find it. God damn it.
You go and get the sandwich.
I'm not making you nothing
I
now.
bet you is.
Or what,
Well, you ain't gonna never
Or
get none of
what?
this
Or what?
again.
Or what you gonna
Never
kill
get none
me?
of this
You
again.
gonna kill me like you killed the cops?
Wow, we fighting the case. You would bring that up? Wow. All right. All right.
I brought it up.
Yeah. I bet you better go to goddamn bed. Put some mustard on it.
and stole it. Grab us a room, we need some rest, babe. She couldn't go on the job with anyone else, she say. She right, don't drop her down on me, babe. See, your mind might be made up. In the car, she breaking down grand, getting so blazed, float high, so high in the sky, sipping the drink. Yeah, baby, come over here. We have arrived at this motel, about to get up inside. You looking fine, babe. Hearing sirens outside. The cops might be on their way, girl, better hide. We roll out, roll out, roll out the next day. Grab your clips. We might shoot some cops up in here. She started to change. Saw those tips. It took me away from all this crazy, crazy. Sexual words have been spoken. I got up inside, it was so good shade. We did it again on the shelf. Bend her over, bend her over. Hit her wrong, babe. Yeah, we have arrived at the motel, about to get up inside, baby. Better grab my gun, girl. Hearing sirens outside. The cops might be on its way, girl. Better hide, baby. We roll out, yeah, we better hide, yeah. At this motel in the dark, baby. We fuck, we drink, it ain't nowhere to hide. So we bust the cops in their face, girl. Still a car, baby. Roll out the next day, babe. Rolling out to you, rolling out with this weed and drink. The cops on his way, yeah, he has in the we out.
Shouts out to everybody in the chat. This is Detroit After Dark.
Detroit After Dark. Detroit After Dark. Oh yeah, it's after dark. Oh yeah, it's after dark. Here we go. Detroit After Dark. Detroit After Dark. Oh, yeah. Catch you on the next one. Peace.